Hello and welcome back to another episode of the news you missed. Mini. Today I'm recapping some updates that are happening with Destiny 2 and just talking about various things involving Destiny 2. I'm going to have some PvP gameplay in the background because that's what these updates involve, and I'm going to be talking about all that stuff in this episode. Don't worry though, if Destiny's not your thing, there's going to be plenty other news stories coming, and I apologize for the shorter, less lengthy episodes, but I do have a lot of work to do. So let's get on with this one. Destiny 2 is an interesting game that has had many DLCs, reworks, and retools. One of the biggest ones coming is the retooling of the Solar Subclasses for many of the characters in the game. Titan, Warlock, and Hunter all are receiving buffs and retools of their Solar Subclasses. I would strongly suggest that you go to the blog itself to find out exactly what those reworks and retools are, but they are apparently coming within the next season. Now, as for Destiny 2 itself, I believe that there's a lot of issues and a lot of problems with it. The reworking of these Solar Subclasses are not going to magically make anything drastically change. Perhaps the Titan Solar Hammer subclass that's being reworked, it's being extended almost up to 30 seconds instead of 21 seconds, which perhaps, maybe those extra 7 seconds will make people use that subclass more. But as for the other two, the other one being on the Warlock, that would be the top tree fire solar class. If you played the game, you know he whips out the sword and he starts flying around throwing swords of fire at people. That's what he does. That portion relies heavily on air combat. That is being reworked and retooled to allow you to use weaponry in air and change the dynamics of how the air combat works. Do I think everyone and their mom's going to be using that subclass? No, not at all. And I'll explain that in a moment. The Hunter Solar Subclass, again, one that allows you to use the golden gun 3 times as opposed to the 6 times. Both of those are going to be reworked, basically allowing you to, with the 3-shot, extend your aim a little bit further and allow you to get one-hit kills with precision hits, and the 6-shot being one that is going to be a short-ranged attack. There's differences to throwing knives. For example, one difference is going to be that you can throw the knife against a wall or get it stuck on something. Of course, you could get it stuck on a guardian, but it will have a proximity explosion attached to it, meaning that you could set up traps, which is really, really nice, and I think hunters should definitely be a trap type of class, more so than what you see in PvP now. My point is, with all 3 of these changes, these alterations, I don't believe this will change anybody's playstyle or opinions on these classes. Most notably, the Warlock one. Yay, you can do stuff in the air. Whippity-doo-dah-day, you still have to come down. And that period of jumping causes severe issues and problems, a lot of people with the accuracy. And yes, while you can activate your super and use certain abilities to improve your accuracy, and of course you have Icarus grip and stuff like that, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be any more accurate or able to get your kills in the air. My point is that the Solar Subclasses for many of the characters are still very, very underpowered and extremely underwhelming by comparison to what you can do with the other classes. For example, if I were to compare a Dawnblade with a Stormcaller, well, I would just use the Chaos Reach and instantly destroy the Dawnblade. It wouldn't even be a problem. Or if I was going to use Voidwalker, I could easily use a Nova Bomb to counter it. It wouldn't even be an issue whatsoever. So those 2 subclasses completely dominate the Solar Subclass, and even though you can counter and get around that issue, the problem comes in the fact that there's support for those 2 classes as well. Things like the Arc Battery, the instant melee kills with arc type attacks, the Monte Carlo throw arc combo that you can do with Warlocks in the arc tree and get your melee back and constantly be throwing arc balls. The fact that you can kind of cheese the game a little bit and put on 2 breach refractors and allow yourself to continuously get grenade abilities back with the void grenade and have oppressive darkness on, shooing through enemies. Even if it's more based in PvE, you can still get a lot of kills in PvP. And then again, you still have the Nova Bomb, the Nezarec support helmet. What exactly do Solar Subclasses have on their side that supports them so much? I have likely triggered a lot of people out there who do play as Solar Subclasses, but the truth and the real potential is in the Arc Subclasses and the Void Subclasses. The Titan itself, if you are a Striker Titan, you know that your super can last a very, very long time. You can get all kinds of kills. You activate it in a spawn, you survive, and in counterattacks, boom, 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 people respawn, boom, boom. You might get an Annihilator medal. You might run out of medals because of how many Guardians you can kill within that super activation. As opposed to a Dawnblade, where one sniper, boop, dead. I mean, that's just how it is. It's very easily countered. It's very easy to take down a Dawnblade. It's very easy to take down a Golden Gunner, as well as opposed to someone using a Shadow Shot and shutting down supers, walling off an area. You know, if somebody shoots down a Shadow Shot, there's absolutely no way that they're going to be able to get through that area, which makes it a waller and a nice, unique class ability for capture points and sealing off certain areas. Then you also have the Blade Dancer. You have the Arc Staff. I mean, those 2 abilities, those 2 supers can get many, many, many kills very, very easily. In comparison to Golden Gun, you know, you might get 1 or 2 shots off. You might even get 3 shots off. Okay, cool. That's 3 Guardians, but with the blades, with the Blade Dancer, you could likely get 4 or 5, maybe even 6 Guardians down before they take you down. That's just how it is. So the question remains, with these buffs, what is the point in still using those classes? They could be buffed into oblivion, but if you don't give the character the armor to take the hits while activating the super, if you don't give the characters the attacks that will actually hit and be able to chase down the opponents before they escape, before they run away, what is the point of all of these tweaks and buffs? I've discussed this a lot. I've said many things about this. I've talked about this in many games, talking about it in news stories. What is the point of Destiny if you have the same exact gun combos, if you have the same exact exotic combos, and they cannot be trumped? Okay, I went on to PvP, and I've used things like Suros Regime and a basic shotgun, a fusion rifle. I've used pulse rifles like Nightshade, Blast Furnace, these things that are not exceedingly overpowered. These are not 2-shot kills. These are not things that will completely annihilate you unless you get absolute precision damage continuously, okay? My point is, what is the point in making these buffs if they are not going to make anybody switch over to them? Okay, maybe they look a little bit more appealing, but are they more appealing than somebody who is going to use the blades? If you can't stop somebody using their blades when they go invisible, they start swiping, swipe, 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 dead, dead, dead. What is going to make them want to switch over to a Golden Gun with 6 shots and reduced range because you as a developer want them to use that in close range? Sounds good, sounds great, but in that case, why would they not just Blade Dance? Why would they not just Arc Staff? Why would they not just do something a little bit different to get way more kills? What is the point outside of needing it for a triumph or a quest or something? Especially people who really want to win and want to play the game. So that is the only thing I had to discuss with this news story. These changes are clearly going to alter the PvP scene. There's going to be a lot of people trying out things. I do think the Titan probably got the best buff. I believe that the Hunter got the most unique tweak for the throwing knife, and kind of a big downside to that 6-shot Golden Gun. And then the Warlock, if you like to play in the air, I guess it's good for you, but that's it. The days of you running across the map because one of the abilities did end up getting nerfed a little bit, they're gone. So if that's something you absolutely love to do, you're not going to be able to do that in the future, which is a shame. However, if you like to do other things and you like to just basically use solar subclasses, I suppose this would be good news, but they do only apply to certain subclasses. So if you were thinking your particular subclass was going to get a buff, you need to look up every single detail in those subclasses so that you're not surprised. So that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this News You Missed mini. I have been streaming Destiny lately. You can check me out over on Twitch, same name, ProtoMario. You can share this video if you'd like to support me for free, but as always, your views are plenty enough. You can click subscribe, and I'll try to come back here with some more videos very, very soon, but I am a working man, so I do work a lot. Thank you for taking time out to watch this video. As always, I've been your Grandmaster Gamer, and I'll see you in the next one. Good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching.